Much of what we do these days is put things in boxes with specializations, with mandates, with job descriptions, and so forth. And sustainability is essentially about avoiding that, or maybe the better word is transcending that. Sustainability is more about the interconnections than the pieces. If I were asked to define sustainability, I would talk about lasting well-being. It conveys the essentials, which are it's intergenerational, and it involves all the components that influence well-being over time.
If you were to ask a straw poll of 100 people what sustainability means, they'd probably respond with some type of environmental theme. Natural areas, maybe climate change, and some of those big issues that we brand or have been branded as environmental in scope. And the more that we can broaden that to say it's not just the environment, it's how it's going to impact our day-to-day lives, it's how it's going to shape the communities that we live in, the people that we interact with, and the set of social and economic opportunities that all those things have. So yes, it's rooted in a definition, but I think it's really in that understanding of the connections where we start to see some progress.
I think we can go back to the Brundtland Commission, the World Commission on Environment and Development, which came out with its report in 1987, so decades ago. It was about environment, worried about the degradation of various biophysical systems, and about development, which was mostly about how you overcome poverty. We have to worry about limits, and we have to worry about meeting needs at the same time. And it's the at the same time part that's most crucial.
Sustainability has been an evolving concept and priority within the organization and the community. It's evolved over 3 generations over the last 2 decades or so. So the first generation of sustainability was really focused on the biophysical environment. The second generation continued with that focus, but there was the addition of measurement and reporting. So there were 29 indicators from 2010 to 2015 that we followed and tracked the progress on. The third generation has really been marked by a sense of urgency and an understanding about interconnectedness within the entire scope of sustainability.
You know, we don't, or at least it's less likely that we treat environment as a separate issue than, you know, healthcare or economic growth or jobs creation. But we're seeing, I think, from a policy perspective, more of that connection between the 3 areas.
You can have multiple benefits in all these areas that will be mutually reinforcing, so that what you do in the economy is restorative to the ecology, and that strengthens both the ecology and the economy.
A good example of this, a number of years ago, the University of Waterloo and a number of community partners hosted a decarbonization forum. We brought together stakeholders from the public sector, private sector, civil society, and academics to brainstorm, before we even had a climate action plan for the region, how would we decarbonize and what would that look like? And it was interesting because there was 2 distinct visions on the transportation side of this that emerged that really shaped the community in very different ways. And the first one was this, you know, we basically keep things business as usual. There's urban sprawl, we're moving outward, but we're electrifying everything. So from an emissions perspective, we're still trying to reduce. And this sort of competing vision or alternate vision was a dense, more active community with public transit and walking and cycling. And on the surface, those are very different, but then even when you peel down into some of those social layers, one is a very vibrant, socially connected community. You're seeing people, you're interacting with people, you have systems that are connecting with each other. And the other one, I think, is a very, for lack of a better word, a cold community. You're just moving through it in your own vehicles. And I think that shapes the entire fabric of energy systems, transportation, and the whole vibe of the community, if you want to think about it that way. So it's that understanding and trying to build, I think, that second vision of our community that has huge potential. And again, that's rooted in, you know, understanding all 3 areas of sustainability.
So for a municipality, sustainability is not a new SKU, you know, it's not a new service. It's the core service and embedded in everything that we deliver to the community. So community well-being is very much dependent upon the environment that we are situated in and also the services that the municipality delivers.